Now time for the 7 things you'll be talking about today. Number 7.
Shamari Figures. He is the Democrat nominee for Alabama's 2nd Congressional District. It was drawn specifically for an African-American candidate. He is that candidate. And he is doing something that I have never seen an Alabama Democrat do. Embrace Barack Obama. That's happening. Yep, he is embracing Barack Obama in his latest ad. He talks about Barack Obama and how he worked in his administration, but he ignores, oddly enough, the fact that he was also in the Biden administration. So he touts his experience with the Justice Department and the Obama administration while promising to focus on affordable education, workforce development, and job creation. Those are some things that people will actually care about. This race has been one of the most boring congressional races I've ever seen, and most of the races here are complete blowouts.
Number 6.
After blocking an effort from Alabama United States Senator Katie Britt, a Republican out of Montgomery, to get a bill passed to protect both IVF, in vitro fertilization, and religious liberty, the United States Senate is set to vote on a bill to establish a nationwide right to IVF, aiming to pressure Republicans on women's health issues ahead of the election. But the bill's requirements placed on medical workers' religious freedom doom the bill. By design, of course. Keep that in mind. Despite its slim chances of passing due to previous Republican opposition, Democrats hope the vote will highlight contrast between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, even though a supermajority Republican legislature in Alabama addressed the IVF issue caused by a state Supreme Court ruling immediately. They're still trying to pretend that this is a women's health issue.
Number 5.
Vice President Kamala Harris faced a tense exchange with members of the National Association of Black Journalists, a beyond friendly venue for her. I mean, they're journalists and they're black. I mean, come on. If they put Democrats in their title, I mean, they might as well just carry Kamala Harris on their shoulders and walk her around the room. She gave vague policies on housing, child tax credits that J.D. Vance has already talked about, and abortion access. The session grew contentious as reporters pressed her to basically take the position she had already taken before on issues like, the Israeli-Hamas conflict, on issues like reparations. Harris provided responses that left these attendees, quote, dissatisfied, end quote, and because the answers she gave on those issues were not extreme enough, because, she's a liar.
Number 4.
Baldwin County Commissioner Jeb Ball, has drafted a resolution to seek state assistance to address the strain on public safety, education, and health care due to the influx of migrants in the area. The national media said, yeah, but are they eating cats, you liars? That's all they're actually cared about. Forget about your schools and public safety and health care. Are they eating cats? Immigration is a federal issue. Ball and other commissioners hope state-level action can alleviate the pressure on local systems, with the resolution expected to be discussed at the next commission meeting on October 1st. But a check from the state seems like an unlikely expectation. I'll just put it to you that way, because I just don't think they're going to do that, nor should they. I would argue, hey, aren't you guys getting ready to build a train or something? Put them on the train and send them to New Orleans. I know.
Number 3.
Different county. I got it. Councilman Chris Seibert stated that he will not resign from his District 1 seat despite accusations of failing to pay city taxes or purchase a business license for his rental properties. So he was a city councilman who admits that he has been running a rental business and not been doing it the right way. I think they have a pretty good reason to ask that he resign, I'll be honest with you. Several residents defended Seibert at the meeting. It was contentious, obviously. Others accused him of exploiting the influx of Haitian migrants by renting to them through his multiple LLCs. I don't know, that doesn't really bother me. I mean, he's got property, he's renting it out. That part doesn't bother me. The other stuff is probably more egregious personally, because he's not going to be penalized for the years he's been running his rental business without holding a license and not paying the fees.
Number 2.
Sylacauga City Councilwoman Laura Barlow Heath expressed concerns about the recent influx of Haitian immigrants, citing fears of resource shortages and a lack of information from federal authorities in her city. She said she is concerned that they will become the next Springfield, Ohio. But are they eating cats is basically the question the media will ask, because that's apparently the only thing that matters to them. The media insists all is fine and this will never be an issue, as all immigrants are peaceful and wonderful, and we should all welcome them in wherever they are. She noted growing community concerns about crime, housing, and potential civil unrest. Quote, when is enough? Enough. When do they stop coming in? How many are there going to be? There's no answers. We have none. The unknown and uncertainty is scary. We have 12,236 people in our community. We do not have the adequate resources to handle an influx of migrants. It's going to take away resources.
Now, time for the number 1 thing you'll be talking about today.
Tommy Tuberville is speaking up pretty clearly here and saying that there are some real concerns for Donald Trump's safety, and he doesn't seem to think that people are taking it seriously. Tuberville has said not only does Donald Trump need more Secret Service protection, he's calling for more protection from the United States military. He's criticized both President Biden and Vice President Harris for inadequate security measures. Tuberville expressed concern that current Secret Service protection is insufficient and urged for enhanced security to prevent future attacks before someone else dies. Quote, when people hear this violent, dangerous rhetoric, we're going to have a copycat. It's coming. It's just unfortunate. Someone is going to get killed, even after the fireman in Pennsylvania. That was the individual who was shot at the Trump rally who ended up dying. Ron DeSantis, he is in Florida trying to get his state involved in the investigation into the second assassination attempt, pointing out that the individuals who are investigating this are the same people that failed to protect him in the first and second place. You're also hearing a lot of people make the argument, and I think this is interesting, that there is possibly some involvement from some people inside the government. Now, I don't buy this, but this is sort of the scuttlebutt going around. I don't think you need to have some sort of special insight to know that Donald Trump, if he wasn't at a campaign rally on Sunday, might be out on one of his golf courses. I don't think that requires that, but that investigation is, of course, ongoing. Tuberville referenced the deep state. And so Tuberville's, I'm not going to say he's out on a limb here, but Tuberville is being very adamant about what the problem is. He wants Navy SEALs or Army Rangers. I mean, he's talking about all this stuff. He wants more than just Secret Service protection on Donald Trump. And I think you're going to hear a little bit more about this as time goes on. Chuck Schumer yesterday said we're going to have to go out and increase security here. So I think we're going to see a lot more of this. And you can see a lot more of this right here by participating yourself. How do you do so? Well, that's pretty simple. First thing you do, pick up the phone. 866-494-9866. That's the scoutpestcontrol.com WVNN hot take text line. You can jump in right there. You can also pick up the phone and call that exact same number, 866-494-WVNN, and you can email us.
You've got mail.
Dale at WVNN.com. That, of course, the DowntownRescueMission.org email inbox. Get your questions in for 10 with him. Today we're back to 10 with him. Yesterday it was 10 with M, but with him, as Yaffe took over for Emily because she was on like yet another spa day or something.
Okay.
But she's back, so maybe we'll let her talk a little bit today. So stay tuned. It is the Dale Jackson Show. We'll be right back.
Get WVNN's Dale Jackson's 7 Things You Should Be Talking About Today right in your email box every morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today.